Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this 13 Now afternoon news update. I'm Stella Porter. Let's get started with a check on your first warning forecast. We might be seeing some better weather here, but we've also been telling you about a couple hurricanes that we're watching, including Hurricane Lee off in the Atlantic. So let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Paul Cayano. Paul, Lee might not see it as much here necessarily, but it will impact closer to the coast, you said?
Yeah, it's probably even going to stay east of Cape Cod, but that's not set in stone. And if it makes a closer approach to Cape Cod, certainly the Gulf of Maine, up for those who have vacationed around Kennebunkport, up around the Bangor area, Portland, they can get hit pretty hard, as well as up into Nova Scotia and Atlantic Canada. And we're talking about Saturday into Saturday night. Lee's going to stay probably well east of the immediate East Coast around the Mid-Atlantic region, but can have some impacts up to the north. So we'll be watching that closely. In fact, I'll mention that Reed, who's right behind me here, wave Reed, you're right over me here. There's Reed. He's working on some graphics. He's going to be on at 4 and 5 o'clock tonight on News Channel 13, highlighting the latest on Lee, the latest track forecast, and maybe some of the potential impacts for coastal New England. So thanks for asking.
We'll talk to Reed then.
Watching, yeah. As far as our weather goes, we're kind of shrouded in clouds, although some breaks of sun are evident in spots out here on the CDPHP first warning cam. You mentioned, Stella, it's kind of a funky sky over downtown Albany, front passing through, some changes occurring toward drier weather, although some showers still around. It's only 68 degrees. You still see some spotty showers on the first warning live Doppler radar, a couple bursts of rain in the Schoharie Valley. Otherwise, the trend is to dry things out behind the steadier rain that happened late last night and early this morning. Temperatures more seasonable for autumn. You can see we're kind of stuck in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees region-wide. Notice the steadiest rain now departing to our north and east. Back out towards Syracuse, drier weather, and high pressure building in way out toward Buffalo and the Great Lakes. That's going to wind up setting up shop here for Friday, actually Thursday and Friday, which means more sunshine for us in the short term. So for the rest of this afternoon, we'll see temperatures kind of pop into the lower 70s as we have more hints of sunshine, and then pull back later on towards sunset back through the 60s. Things are looking good starting tomorrow. We'll talk more about that starting at 4 o'clock, and we'll have whatever kind of fringe effects of Lee may impact our weather, Stella, heading into the upcoming weekend. But right now, if anything, it looks like it could just put a damper on things in terms of cloud cover on Saturday rather than a sunny day. We could be impacted by that backside. We'll see how close it comes, and we'll have more starting at 4.
Okay, thank you, Paul. And we'll look forward to Reed's kind of deep dive into how that storm will affect the coast. Thank you, Paul.
We'll see you then.
See you then. Okay, now to some news stories we are following. We are anticipating more information after a trooper shooting in Massachusetts. We had told you last weekend that Massachusetts State Police are investigating after an officer shot and killed an armed person at a home in Berkshire County. This happened on Saturday morning. At around 7 a.m., Massachusetts State Police say they were called to a home on Richmond Road in Hancock in response to a domestic incident. Tessa Ventulin is gathering more details in Massachusetts right now. We had tried to speak to her on here. She's having a bit of technical issues because she is out in Massachusetts gathering more details. So she will join our newscast starting live at 4 o'clock with what she has learned. Again, troopers have not identified any of the people involved in this shooting. So we are looking to get an update this afternoon with some more information from authorities. We are also following a story out of Pennsylvania. Escaped murderer Danilo Cavalcante has been captured. I want to show you some video into our newsroom this morning. Cavalcante was escaped from prison in Pennsylvania. He spent almost 2 weeks on the run. This is a video of his capture this morning. Police had used thermal heat technology from an aircraft to track him down. He was on the run since August 31st when he escaped from Chester County Prison. This is a look at what he looked like when he got taken into custody. No law enforcement or members of the public were injured during his capture. We want to show you just a couple minutes from the press conference this morning.
And shortly after 8 a.m., tactical teams converged on the area where the heat source was. They were able to move in very quietly. They had the element of surprise, Cavalcante did not realize he was surrounded until that had occurred. That did not stop him from trying to escape. He began to crawl through thick underbrush, taking his rifle with him as he went.
And authorities say that Cavalcante will be taken to a state correctional institute to serve out that life sentence. We will have much more on his capture coming up in our newscast live at 4. We'll see you there. But for now, this will do it for our 13 Now afternoon news update. Have a great day, everyone.